This one's gonna be a late start. It's okay. Now, let's put this on. Still need some fine-tuning. But alas. Comfortable. Very well. It checks out. Just other things to adjust. Best I get ready soon. Pharmacy announcement. Excuse me. Go ahead. Silent type. I can't speak properly. Don't know why. Doing Rupert's voice is also a tedious task, but here we are. Where's the boy? I was just in him. Morning, morning.
Every so often, it wouldn't be surprising if someone has come up with just new forms of, well, just new languages in general.
Hey, Rupert.
You
take this, please.
And the words
Thank
of
you.
hope are uncommon as the slut language. Runes could also do the same thing if they had the
I saw a lot of them. That's pretty cool.
Only sometimes. I learned a trick. This back at school. Goodbye, friend. Honestly, it's easier to do this. I think the objects respawn or despawn as or whatever the fuck's. Naturally, so it's just not floating around like this. Just throw it out into the world. Not that hard. Oh yeah. Think of that. Oh. Not fully despawned because they were activated by like a spawn toggle, but I guess they'll spawn back to where they were before. Good morning. Hey. You're saying words.
Happy Pride, everybody.
Happy. What? Never mind. Put that. Jesus Christ. Put that theory to rest. Okay.
Oh god, everybody's rough for me.
I brought a secondary one. Do you want me to hold on to one? Do you want me to hold on to one?
This is so wrong.
No, I think that one's his.
Oh, okay.
Your first year. First mission.
Oh my gosh.
I have trouble for me if God didn't hate me.
The rest of the year.
No.
Oh, you got me.
Yeah.
And she's stuck.
Oh, it looks like you're about to do announcements.
Before I forget.
Maybe. Oh, maybe.
No.
Ah, thank you.
From the stuff you've missed. Yeah. Ooh.
What's going on with Phil? What you happen to know?
Oh, he has a little assignment.
Oh, okay. Still not here yet.
Stop
She's around
moving.
the entire camp just because you stole my food.
Waiting.
Stop.
Oh, wait, you're the food thief. Did you steal my for me? You did that so fast.
Here soon.
I didn't steal your for me.
Oh.
Well, I haven't had a chance to mess because I haven't had a chance to mess with them yet.
Oh, that makes sense.
So you stole the food I was eating and ran around the entire camp.
Good morning, everyone. If anyone who is not in the Grand Hall could please meet us over here, that'd be preferred. I'll be holding announcements in the next 2 to 3 minutes. Please be quick.
Viviana, you're too cute for me to be mad at you.
Yes.
That again later.
True.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
You want it now?
I don't need it now. No,
Yeah.
no, I don't need. I shouldn't look at it now because I'll get distracted.
Ah, right.
How do I, like,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
right, that
I have to,
Polly.
like, what?
What?
I saw a reflection of myself for the first time. Well, not. Well, a couple days ago, yeah. Now I know what I look like. So.
Okay.
The Flormy almost escaped.
Hello, Q. And Cookie.
You need someone to hold on to one.
Get hurt from my dislikes.
No, I think he's able to hold on to his beat.
I'm quite out of it. Hey, wait a minute.
What? I'm being literal.
Okay.
Okay, I think we should prove which heads or which people are minding the gutter right now.
You get enough sleep?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that has been
What do you mean by that?
He has a good hold.
Yeah.
You get some food. Nobody guess has a good
Yeah,
hold.
I got food earlier. It's fine.
Okay. That's what he said. That's what was said.
Yeah. I would show this. We know which one is in the gutter. 1, 2, 3.
Now that you bring it up, now my mind's going to be. I can't.
Later then.
Stop for it.
It's easier said than done.
Sure.
Down. Down. There we go.
His fault was that for doing that.
Good morning, you're the one sticking your tongue out.
What?
Hi, Europa.
Okay, but Black.
Posse's back.
Nothing, don't worry.
You concern me sometimes, Ashley.
It's just you do stuff that's funny that you don't realize.
Everyone, if you cannot hear me, please come forward. We're just going to make this quick to get on through your day. You'll be having 2 lessons today. One will be done by Professor Fontaine. He'll be doing another races class. He will be explaining that when it is his time. The secondary class will be held by Miss Sayori. She will be hosting a class on Orcomancy. I believe primarily astrology. She can correct me. Virtues will not be here until Monday alongside Professor Alphonse. So if you have any questions about Vanguard, please go to Professor Cerise. She'll be here as the professor for Vanguard for the week. Besides that, I believe Ironwood is not due for today. So if you have any Valkyrie questions, go to the professors or have them contact me. I'm happy to help you until he gets back. Without further ado, I will pass it over to Fontaine and Sayori to explain their classes. It'll be first with Fontaine, so up to yourself.
To keep things brief, for those who were not here last week, I did cover at least 4 of the races. Those being, if I recall correctly, it was, yes, Slimes, Angels, Doppelgangers, and Blossom Heifers. For those who possibly wish to learn about those from last week, then you of course can see me after Miss Sayori's lesson, and after my lessons have concluded for today. However, for today, I'll be going over another 4 races for the Vandiles, that being Vampires, Gargoyles, Merfolk, and Giants today. So for any of you who wish to learn more about any of these specific races, then you of course may see me in the classroom, and about I want to say 10 to 15 minutes after announcements are done, then I will be starting my lesson there. afternoon, everyone. So today I will be hosting a lesson after Mr. Fontaine's class on oraclemancy and astrology. I will actually be doing the class in the virtual room after Fontaine's class. And that's it for me.
Exactly here what room?
And right.
Room.
Alright, and with that, in about 10 to 15 minutes, I'll be starting my next lesson on races within the Van Dials. Other than that, announcements are concluded for the day.
Alright.
Hmm.
Something today. It's a bit busy with stuff. Here in the camp. Being back at Serenity was not fun.
Yeah. I'm Blossom off first because I'm sure there's something that I probably didn't know.
Okay.
I do look over them. Oh, right now. Thank you.
Are you going to races classes today?
I won't be able to read all this right now. I'm gonna look at it later.
Who are you speaking to?
Or no?
Asking me or you asking somebody else?
I was asking if he was going to lessons today.
And you said you'll never know.
As usual.
Very well.
Especially how vast the land is. I mean, it is 3 letters.
Gio!
Why were you put me up?
I gotta figure something out. I just put it up here and then I gotta
Okay, he's being carried away.
If you see them, you see them. I was trying to get them to get to your
It's fine,
attention.
Rupert. I'll that's fine. I'll get them later.
Sorry to
It's not
stop.
super important.
Oh, there
If
it
they
is.
do, if they don't, it don't matter. Yeah.
What's up? My girlfriend picked me up and started to steal me.
He has a question for you.
Are you going to races classes today?
Most don't know, actually.
Okay, well, if you do, I'll give you notes on this week's class if you give me notes for this week's.
I'm most likely going to be there because I'll need to understand this stuff. I'm hoping Dad goes over my race soon.
Yeah, maybe. You can do it.
where it is. Because I can't see it. If I look down too far,
This time. So, yeah, I don't know. Ones are more, I guess,
Let me see
usual
those.
Van Dials, but still relative, I guess. Because I remember the ones we were prepared for was the pain, all the names.
Just putting too much in there.
The first lesson we
Have you already read some of it?
when I was there for.
Yeah.
I missed out on the slime one.
This week, but the last few weeks I
Like, you just start this next one if you want.
I'll have to take a look, see then.
Yeah.
And see
Last
how you find it entertaining.
Yeah.
Most of people being petty and childish and that's not entertaining. Alrighty then.
For some reason, I feel rather displaced. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to go to the classroom.
See what you want to read it.
Always find not that dull. Quite dull, if you ask me, Warren.
Are you going to be participating?
Especially after our initial conversation, where you expressed interest.
It'll be interesting.
Sorry. Guard the first two. What?
I'm sorry, were you saying something?
No, I was speaking to myself, Paul. Just realized we're the first two.
I see. This class probably isn't going to start for a little while, but it is usually better to be early than late.
15 minutes before, 15 minutes after announcements, so say roughly 8 minutes from now.
I need to get something very quickly. I will take this time to do that. I will be right back.
Also, hello. I don't know if I know you yet. My name's Leviticus. I'm from year 1. It's nice to meet you.
We've met in Israel, we talked at the tournament, and you set me on fire at the ball.
Oh. I'm sorry?
That's
Was it
fine.
fun fire or bad fire?
It was, I don't remember the context of the conversation. I just know eventually I'm like, you couldn't be, I said you couldn't be that bad, and I gave you a head pat, and then I was immediately set on fire out of my own ability.
Oh. Well, if it means anything, what? I've had a lot of opportunities to not set people on fire recently, so that might not happen again. And by it might not, I mean it shouldn't. I've expended my mana before coming here.
But won't that rebuild over time? What does that mean?
Will. I have to output it every couple of hours, but I should be fine at the moment. After all, I'm not setting this wood on fire. That's a good start.
That is a good start.
See? I have to introduce myself to other people that I haven't met yet. But I met a lot of these people, I just forgot them because I was on a mission.
Well, pleasure to meet you. Again.
Big person. Okay, I'm just gonna sit here for now. I swear there's new people. I swear.
Yeah, but I appreciate it though. Go,
Yeah.
go, Viviana.
Have fun.
I know you probably don't need help, but it's good to help out.
Oh.
It's alright if I go.
You're good. You can go now.
Oh, okay. I was
There's just
oops,
traffic right now.
Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Ooh.
If I did, I'm so sorry.
You good?
You wouldn't do it anyway.
Hmm?
That's good.
Oh. Oh, checking on Reed.
Stand up for his
Oh.
during that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're your
No,
robot.
I'm
I remember
fine.
you from the tournament.
Okay.
You were panicking a lot with the crab lady person. Thing?
What?
Yeah, that one.
Menace female. Last I checked.
Oh, I couldn't tell they had a mask on.
Mm.
Yeah.
Why was this? I was okay.
I'm sure you go.
Question that actually, never mind.
Uh-huh.
No, I just don't like being looked down upon.
Worry about it later.
I cannot hear you, Robert. What?
Nah, I'm just.
Okay.
I don't like being looked down upon. Hey, notice.
No one's looking down on you?
Not at the moment. They're on the ground.
What?
But the one in white was in the air. You have successfully stolen my suit. It's okay.
Ah, sorry, Rumi. No, you can say you had the choice first.
Go on. It's fine.
Just sit. Just sit down.
All right, I'm sorry.
Ollie, it's fine. He'll be.
What?
Wait.
Sorry.
Oh.
I was impressed.
You mean Angel Boy?
In the corner.
Oh, right. What did he say?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Then how? Then.
I just know.
Okay, I'm confused.
I've
Okay.
seen high society before.
Sure. What?
The professor told me he was a little bit edgy. That's probably the reading you're getting right now.
You do realize.
Mm.
Wait, that wasn't a jab at my.
No, it was not. No.
Was that a jab at? Okay. I was confused. I'm sorry. I'm very confused today.
You're not pompous.
Oh. Hmm. Hmm? Hi.
Hello.
I'm ready to learn.
The door.
Yeah, he's. Here's some extra paper.
Oh, thank you.
Extra paper. Extra paper.
My book was running out.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't know if I can get this into my notebook.
Oh, I can't take notes, but thank you.
Some people call them books, other people call them duotangs. Why such a long word?
Allergic to them, but
A type of book
Yeah,
that
there's
holds
fires are bad by
a type of
nature.
book that holds a lot of information that you create.
It's probably a good idea.
Oh. Yeah, it's too complicated. I just call it my notebook.
Imagine the ones with dyslexia have a great time saying that word.
Oh, I know what that is. I found that out recently. Well, not found that out, but someone told me.
Dyslexia. But the ones with dyslexia also have a problem saying the word dyslexia.
Do they really?
That seems a little
Viviana, say dyslexia.
Dyslect.
Your point exactly.
Oh, you have it? Oh.
I've ran her through her cycles before in order to say some words. Some are just not. She's just not able to say.
That's how words are hard.
Mm-hmm.
But people with a lisp also can't
words-
say
words-
dyslexia either.
Oh, like
Dyslexia.
when your mouth makes like a. Oh yeah, okay.
Dyslexia.
Yeah. Do I have that? What's it? What dyslexia?
You said it right.
Dyslexia.
Dyslexia.
All right, awesome. God, I was trying to think of a word that that would apply to, but I figured that we were just saying that already, so I just.
No.
I was gonna say my name, but I don't have a single S in my name.
Ow.
Do I? Polygon Dwanalan. No, I don't.
Sorry. Say your name again.
Good thing I don't have a lisp.
Polygon
Dwanalan.
Dwanalan.
Yeah.
That's that right.
Anemone.
Sea anemone.
No S's.
Anemone.
Sea
Anemone.
anemone.
What?
That's another one she can't say either.
Anemone.
Anemone. Sea anemone. Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers. Why did I forget them?
Sea
anemone.
Oh, you're not saying enemy.
No! No! The incantation is complete! No! She said an incantation back.
Did you say it backwards?
No.
Do I want to know?
No.
And then she.
Viviana tried to say sea anemone and then they disappeared.
They died. Also, hi, Professor Fontaine. I think I recognize you from the festival.
Somebody get her back immediately. I will fight the gods.
Cool.
Yes. It's also good to see you again, Miss Liberty.
It's a fuck. Where'd she go? Someone check on Reverie, please. Has anyone seen Viviana?
Not yet. Not since the announcements.
We were trying to teach her how to say a word, and then she disappeared, and I thought I gave her an incantation by accident.
Oh no.
Alright.
Why are you small?
Why are you big?
Touche. Moving on. Oh, thank goodness.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Did you win?
I must have if she's around. I'm fine.
Let me give you a nice drink here.
Oh, thank you.
Here's some water.
Okay.
Sorry. Is this another one of
Crispy.
the professors? Why are they so small?
I don't know what happened.
Familiar.
Hi. Oh wait, no, you're like bluish. That might mean you're icy. I don't want to touch you.
I tried copying your music and putting it into a room.
Come here.
That's how that works, right?
But I tried.
Come here. Come here, little
I
familiar.
don't want to melt anybody else if you're doing that.
I don't think that works that way.
Hi.
Isn't that the noise you're supposed to make?
It might be.
Students, the lesson on races in the Vandiles will be starting momentarily.
You're adorable.
Thank you, Professor.
You do
Thank you,
remind
Professor.
me. I need to talk to Sayori
There we
about
are.
being a familiar.
Okay.
I never
What
heard.
word you were saying?
Huh? Oh, sea anemone.
Oh no.
What?
What is that?
I'm so glad.
Oh, the word
It's a
I
type
can't-
of It's a home.
Plant.
It's a home, a plant, and a defense mechanism under the water.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
All three.
8, 9,
Yeah.
10,
It's a home for fish.
12, 13, 14.
It electrocutes other
Clownfish
fish or poisons them. Yeah, for clownfish. It electrocutes or poisons them poses any other fish, I think I try to get close, and it's a plant.
I have so many questions. Fish can have jobs?
It can.
No. Well, a little tidbit of information. I technically am a clownfish folk.
Are you?
Oh?
Are you? I never knew.
You... Like...
That's why I
Wait,
look
like...
the way I do.
I'm being chased. I don't want to burn the fox.
Something about something about clownfish. What?
Don't worry, everything will be okay. Just calm down.
Here comes.
That'll happen to you. Don't do it.
Why does anything I touch disappear? What's happening? Why is all the cursed sticks happening around me?
I don't know what's happening.
Okay, this is it's my burden bear. Where'd it go?
Is it over?
Oh no, it's alive! Look, it's fire! No, it's fire!
No more curses.
What?
What is happening?
Quickly! Viviana, say see anemone.
Good try.
Oh.
Never mind.
Okay.
And ammonia.
Sea anemone.
Oh, by the gods.
Alright then, of course, welcome everyone.
Will you catch me like a football player if you do?
Please, Leviticus, no, we are not tossing you around like football. Or any sort of ball for that matter. I would rather not the students toss each other around. But, regardless. It's good to see all of you here again. Now, as of course I mentioned before I get on with at least the next 4 races that I'll be covering today, for anyone who wasn't here last week, there was Blossom Heifers, Doppelgangers, Angels, and lastly, Slimes. So, for any of you who wish to at least learn about those from last week, you can of course find me after today's lessons. And of course after... Mine will be Miss Sayori's after about, I want to say 10 to 15 after this lesson ends. But for today, I'll be covering another 4 races for the Vandiles, that being the following. We'll be covering Giants, Merfolk, Vampires, and lastly Gargoyles. Of course, some of them a bit more common, some of them a little bit less common, but as with all things, I make sure to at least give you as much of the broad information that you will at least need when you come across these different races in your travels, whether it be during your time here or even outside the school. No, because I usually like doing this. Let's see. We'll go with Rupert's. Out of the 4 I've listed, Gargoyles, Vampires, Giants, and... Oh my goodness, what was the last one? Pick one. Which one would you like to learn about?
Gargoyles.
Oh, an interesting one then. Very good start too. And splendid, because I've already got 2 gargoyles here with me already. So, to make things easier, Mr. Stone, if you could make your way over here to the front. That way, make things a lot more unique. Now, keep in mind when it comes to gargoyles around the Vandiles, they're not always just going to come in they come in various different shapes and sizes, obviously. They're individuals who are created. You'll typically find them either in the Feylands or even in parts of Yanxi. But of course, gargoyles, not only do they tend to be there more commonly, you will find them in different areas. Because again, as stated, they are individuals, they're a race that is created. Now, when it comes to at least gargoyles, they come in all different types. You can find really ones made of amber, some made out of crystal, even some out of lapis, emerald, you name it, all sorts of different materials. However, when it comes to gargoyles, the thing that gives them, of course, at least their sentience and their life is the core that is within their body. Of course, this core can be located in all sorts of different areas. It can range from, for example, a shoulder, an eye, back of the head, in the, right by the abdomen, you name it. It's all a matter of the creator of said gargoyle in general. Though, while it does also give them life, it does act as a big glaring weakness for a gargoyle. So it is one thing to keep note of, whether it is one that is at least an opponent of yours, or if it is one that is your ally on the field. A damaged core is the one thing you want to make sure you tend to first. Of course, gargoyles are easily tampered with when it comes to the core being cracked. So, while of course it can lead to a gargoyle having substantial damage, a cracked core does not necessarily mean that they're going to perish. Of course, in order to fully, return a gargoyle to its statue-like state, it would have to be shattered in its entirety. Yes, Miss Viviana?
Sorry, I had to clear my throat.
Oh.
Sorry.
No worries. Along with that, they sadly cannot be healed by natural means. So, for example, anything of the normal triage or any sort of natural medicines, it's not going to work on a gargoyle due to, of course, their body being made of quite literally just stone. Whether it's stones, different types of emeralds, you name it, even something as tough as obsidian, whatever they're made of. So, of course, for example, on, let's say, someone such as Polly, you can use standard healing spells and such on him. You are going to want to use something more akin to mending on a gargoyle such as Stone, or even Mr. Selvin, or even Onyx, two of the other gargoyles that we have here at the school. Along with that, keep in mind that the other detriment when it comes to a gargoyle is their speed. While most gargoyles do have wings to at least aid them with at least being able to travel around in the air, keep in mind their running speed is not always going to be the best. You're not necessarily going to, be losing one in a foot race, so to speak. Keep in mind, though, when it comes to that, though, it does aid the fact that while they're not necessarily the fastest on land, they do make up for it with their insurmountable strength. Gargoyles are known to be able to carry at least objects that can range from about half their size, about a half a size larger, even twice their size, depending on the gargoyle. Along with that, they act as essentially living disguises. They are able to, as the wording would imply, they're able to blend in very much with their surroundings. Most people tend to view gargoyles, if they're not moving around, as merely just that, a statue. So, for example, if I were to have Mr. Stone at least remain stationary in one area, he can act as essentially blending in, and to those who are unaware of Mr. Stone, he would just simply come off as just a statue with just some clothing and a hat on. And on top of that, no need to even have to make armor for a gargoyle, as they're rather difficult being able to put dents into, being able to withstand a lot more heavier blows. But, of course, from a wider range of weaponry, of course, not indestructible. Similar to how myself and even individuals such as Mr. Buell or Starborn were able to take a lot more blunt force damage. So can a gargoyle. Yes, Mr. Leviticus.
How does that work for, like, their stamina and stuff, though? Do they still get winded from fighting too long or running too long or anything like that? Or is that affected
when it comes to gargoyles, you'd be surprised actually. They don't have to worry about stamina since, well, again, not really. Well, to be more specific, a gargoyle isn't one that's going to be really tired out in the physical sense, but if they do expel too much of their mana, then of course they are going to end up feeling more exhaustion from that sense. So while, yes, you can certainly rely on someone like Stone to be able to walk long distances without ever at least feeling any need to rest. If he does end up in combat for a long time or expelling too much of his mana, then he will have to take time in order to at least recover it and let his body at least do the natural form of recovering its mana. As is, well, while he doesn't have, gargoyles don't typically have the same mana vein structure as anyone else here, the core does act as still a large source for them to at least store their mana in. Now, does anyone have any other questions before I go on to next section on gargoyles? Alright then. Moving on, when it comes to gargoyles, as I stated, you're going to find them mostly in the Feylands and in Yanxi, though you can find them in other areas, though keep in mind, as I said before, it's not going to be as common, mostly because gargoyles don't tend to travel much, if at all really. They tend to stay with essentially their leader. He typically is either someone that they are assigned to or individuals who have created them. And most gargoyles tend to be rather silent. You don't tend to find ones who are, well, that talkative. Which makes Stone more of a unique case as well, since, well, as you already know, Stone is at least quite the social individual. Along with that, of course. Along with that, gargoyles are more akin to being very overprotective, and when it comes to their assignments, they're very akin to making sure that they get the job done. They, as is usually how they're built, they're ones who want to make sure that whatever task they are given to the end, to its end, no matter what. And sadly, in history, it does lead to some cases of, obviously, gargoyles meeting their end with their cores being destroyed, but it is all in a matter of them doing what they are tasked with, whether it be defending an area or even as much as just a singular individual. Along with that, they tend to also just find, well, at least in Yanxi, more specifically from my experiences, and some other recorded cases, some gargoyles tend to more so take comfort in just being essentially crouched in different decorative areas, more so trying to find places to, in a sense, not only do their job of protecting certain areas or individuals, but they use it as a means of just comfort. It tends to be, at least for most gargoyles, it's, how do I best put this, it's a natural home for them. On top of that, the gargoyles can also have a large variation of personalities. And depending on their personality, they can also be very heavily expressive. You could find ones that are basically on the other end of the spectrum. While most gargoyles aren't going to be necessarily talkative, the ones that you do find, they are going to usually be very heavily expressive. Along with that, gargoyles, keep in mind they are usually much like Starborn in the sense that they learn as they go. Gargoyles are usually ones who, unless they are already given said knowledge on, for example, a certain region or individuals of the like, or any sort of just magic, whatever you may name it, whatever knowledge you give them, that's usually what they'll already have with them. But aside from them, gargoyles are usually ones who are just akin to learning naturally, whether it be from other individuals or just from their surroundings. Now, that covers at least gargoyles. And thank you very much, Mr. Stone. Oh, yes, Leviticus?
You mentioned their mana veins being irregular earlier. Do parts of their body being destroyed throw off their mana flow at all? Or...
Sadly, yes.
Conventional healing doesn't work, so...
Yeah, when it comes to a core, think of it in the sense of, how do I best put this? Actually, I can use This is perfect because I can actually use stone for this example. So keep in mind with Mr. Stone, if you're comfortable, if you want to show individuals where your core is, for as an example, up to you. So, for Mr. Stone, his core happens to be in his right eye. Of course, keep in mind that the way that mana cores tend to function is, most individuals, their mana veins are more evenly distributed around their body. The core acts as more of the central focus. So, while you'll see more mana focused in this general area, the further away you get from the core, the less mana focus that there will be. Though, of course, the core will always do its best to make sure that everything is at least well contained, to make sure that, of course, the gargoyle is given enough mana to, of course, move every part of its body that it needs to move. And to go on with your question, obviously, if Mr. Stone were to, example, lose one of his arms, if it gets knocked off, well, yes, you can still use mending. It is, well, at least removed. It is going to be more throwing off his mana central, his general mana flow. While his arm is removed, essentially the core is now having to work to make sure that any mana that will be in the removed arm is now evenly distributed everywhere else. It essentially is always doing its best to make sure that mana is evenly distributed throughout his body at all times. And hence why a core is the most important part for a gargoyle.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Alright then. Well, does anyone else have any other questions on gargoyles before I move on? Alright then. Now, that leaves... Oh my goodness, these downstairs. That leaves vampires, merfolk, and giants. And since you already had answered your question last then, Mr. Leviticus, I'll let you choose of the three which one we'll move on to next.
I'd like to learn about merfolk. Sounds kind of interesting.
Merfolk? Alright, we'll go on from there. Merfolk, we actually, to best give an example, we've got actually two here at the school. One being actually Miss Viviana, another one you may know, which is Menace. When it comes to merfolk, they're actually more common in Neptune and, surprisingly enough, in Ontario, as some people may not actually know that. When it comes to merfolk, they're born from the ocean floor, and, well, when it comes to, in terms of the waters, pretty much anywhere is pretty much fair area for a merfolk to live in. They tend to breathe in the water around them, and they harness that in order to basically, they utilize not only just the water to recover their mana, but they also have just a more, I guess, what's the word, affinity for it. Using, of course, everything ranging from the tides in order to at least aid them in travel, and along with just having the added benefits of just fins and gills in order to at least help them get around. When it comes to merfolk, they're rumored to also be capable of speaking with other types of aquatic beings, and even akin to how a harpy is able to commune with, for example, the winds. It's rumored that merfolk are able to do so, but just with water. Along with that, most merfolk have adapted the ability to be able to navigate on land. They also utilize this to spread lessons of more so just their culture and such to all different parts of the Vandals. Along with that, they tend to be fairly curious. They're always they're always trying to learn things, though. Most people tend to see them as nosy, but I always just view it as curious. There's nothing wrong with wanting to learn things here and there, of course. And though sadly it can come to a detriment, because as with any individual who tends to have high curiosity, when it comes to merfolk, they tend to, as I say before, with any curious individual, they'll sometimes end up wandering or delving into matters that they're even warned not to. Along with that, they are able to at least take advantage of all the different things that the water can at least provide. Things such as being able to swim faster than the average human, along with also being able to float rather easily in the ocean and not having to worry about at least staying afloat, having that, well, natural buoyancy to them. Along with that, when they're injured, their body tends to their blood tends to more fizzle, and as their blood is, mostly just sea foam instead of typical blood. And on top of that, if for example, a merfolk happens to lose a limb, whether it be an arm, leg, anything of the sort, it ends up returning to that of sea foam. Is sadly not something that really is recovered. And sadly, when just killed in general, a merfolk does just their entire body will return back into sea form in order to, as they word it, reunite with the ocean. As I said before, they are born from the ocean, and thus merfolk are seen to just return to the ocean. Along with that, when it comes to merfolk, they have a rather interesting trait when it comes to them. They're actually capable of adding enchantments onto items such as jewelry, weaponry, armor, or it could even just be another person. It doesn't even have to have anything, for example, like clothing attached to you. They can just enchant you themselves. And along with that, though, moving on to more of the disadvantages, when it comes to the merfolk, a big detriment to them is heat. Of course, being that they are from the ocean themselves, high levels of heat, whether it be fire or just even more dry, arid areas, is more detrimental, as a merfolk does have to at least maintain some bit of moisture on their body in order to at least be able to keep going. Too much can at least lead to fainting or, sadly, even them dying. And the general rule is you typically want to make sure that merfolk, they're given at least water every, at least they're brought to at least some form of water source every about 5 hours, but in the heat you want to lower that to about 2. Typically, at least a good rule of thumb to keep for anyone who, if you are on the field working with any other merfolk. Along with that, merfolk, when it comes to their diet, they are actually omnivores. So they're capable of not only eating meat such as other fish, or even meat from something like that of a cow or pig, anything of the sort of that. They can also eat plant life as well. So it does at least add more, at least usefulness in regards to if you, for example, are on the field and you need to ration out any sort of food. You don't have to worry about, oh, I need to set aside this for example, the merfolk in the group. It adds a bit more, at least aid there. Though, sadly, they are going to need more food than the average human, because it helps to at least maintain their strength and also the form that they're in. Along with that, other advantages are more akin to things of being able to see underwater, not having to worry about things such as how lower you get in the ocean floor. Of course, the closer you get to the ocean floor, the less light there is. Merfolk won't have to worry too much about that. To them, seeing in the dark is closer to just being more in a lit room like this, at least for them. Along with that, when it comes to water spells, they don't have to worry, because due to their natural affinity with the water, they're going to be, at least with some minor resistance to basic water spells. But of course, the more severe the spell, obviously it can still inflict damage. Now, does anyone have any questions before I continue on about merfolk? Yes, Leviticus.
If their body is comprised of sea foam, or at least returns to it at some point, does standard healing magic work on them the same that it does other people?
Standard healing magic can work on a merfolk, yes. The main thing when it comes to understanding with how a merfolk's body is comprised of sea foam is their blood and their body is, at the end of the day, they are made of sea foam. Well, in the sense of when they lose limbs, they return to being that of sea foam. Best example I can give is, for example, Viviana or Menace. Both of them being merfolk, their blood is made of sea foam. However, losing their limbs returns their body to that. So the only detriment when it comes to healing is best to try to do so as early as possible to avoid any of their limbs being removed, because sadly once a merfolk's limb is removed, it will return to sea foam and there is no replacing it. It is just, that is all that there is left. So hence why, of course, luckily enough with at least work over in regions such as Israel, they've managed to make prosthetics to at least aid more merfolk nowadays to at least help them whenever they end up losing any sort of their limbs. Any other questions? Alright then. Now, keep in mind, similar to gargoyles, you are going to find that there are different types of merfolk as well. Well, I say similar to gargoyles, but similar to just about a good amount of all the different races within the Vandals. You'll find that there are different types. When it comes to at least merfolk, there are really only 3 different types. There are what are called aerial class, an ocean-born, and mermaid-born. As example of a mermaid-born, right then and there is Miss Viviana. They're having, of course, having the upper body more of a humanoid, while they have the lower body that being a fin. Keep in mind also that while there are mermaid-born, there are also ones such as ocean-born. Ocean-borns are the ones that they have still those. Oh, they have those tailed features, more so having tails, or at least features of that more along the spine or even along the hips, not having the full actual mermaid tail exactly. So you'll find things on wrists, ankles, elbows, calves, even somewhere as along like the hips, or even, for example, possibly by the head and neck. And keep in mind also, the heels will also, on an ocean-born, and you'll find it also with a good amount of merfolk in general. The gills tend to be actually around the neck area in general for most of them. Keep in mind, not always the case. Some you'll even find it more so around where the ribs are, but that's still more of a rare case. Keep in mind that also they tend to have, with oceanborn, they tend to stand mostly on 2 feet, and they're actually one of the few that can actually turn into a smaller state of basically the fish that they represent. So, best example I can give, let's say, using Menace. I don't believe Menace is actually oceanborn, I would have, so I could be corrected if I'm wrong there. But saying if Menace is ocean-born, then, for example, they are a crab. Ocean-born would be, in this case, using Menace as an example, they would be able to at least turn into a smaller version of the animal that they are representing. So, in this case, a crab. Along with that, they're one of course, some individuals do view ocean-born when it comes to the transforming as more of a curse, but they are actually not with one. Being able to change their state is more of akin to a natural thing as part of their race than it being a curse. It's a common misconception. And lastly, there are the aerial class, as they call it. They're basically named after one of the first merfolk who had actually adapted to walk onto land, and of course still being able to maneuver around in the sea. They'll have, similar to ocean-born, they'll have fins on their body, but typically just on the elbows, ankles, and even on the calves. But of course different from an ocean-born, where it can range from all sorts of, well, different areas along with that. Along with that, there's going to have, similar to ocean-born, you'll find gills mostly on the throat or the rib cage, and in exchange for walking on the land, they are going to at least require what's called either a water bead, which is something that you infuse into your jewelry in order to replenish your water, or they're going to need something similar to Miss Viviana, where it's a bowl on the head. And along with that, of course, if they're not able to find either of those, they will have to resort to, as I stated before, in regards to when I talked about extreme heat, they are still going to have to at least return to some source of water at least every 5 hours or so. Of course, given if it's a hotter area, then it would have to be about every 2 hours. Now, does anyone have any other questions before I continue on? Splendid. Alright. That just about wraps up everything in regards to, at least, merfolk. Which leaves now vampires and giants. Let's go ahead and we'll pick, actually, Blitz. I'll have you pick. Vampires or giants? Which one do you want to move to next? Fair enough, then we'll move on to giants. Now, keep in mind with giants, to start off, you're going to find them more in the regions of Zirin and in Teria. They're more human-esque figures, and they tend to stand roughly around up to 9 feet in height. They're known to be the strongest within the Vandiles, and even being known as having, for example, combat, having to take even multiple individuals just to take down even one giant. They're very much revered for their strength, and along with their size. And over time, in the Vandiles' history, they learned to expand more of their skills to being more than just, for example, a tank, or even just being purely made to defend, and they've adapted to even being more of potion makers and healers, or in some cases even leaders within different parts of the Vandiles. Along with that, they have very much, how do I best put this, well, is noted that giants would have this very much godlike figure and very much godlike strength and stature. They are not to be confused with that of, for example, an actual godlike being. Keep in mind that also the elements that they are attuned to, or that the element that they are, for example, is also what tends to run through their body itself, really. Everything from their hair to even parts of their body, such as their arms or legs, will usually fail to match a said element. Along to best give examples, there's one such as Rohala giants, which are known as, well, to best sum it up, it's a fire giant. They're born of different embers, whether it be from different fires in the area or even nearby a volcanic region. They'll have parts of their body or even their hair replaced with just fire itself, whether it be more lava or magma, or even having plumes of smoke that at least come from the top from their heads itself. They're capable of feats of being able to pull heat from stones, being able to even sense heat around them, which very useful in certain parts of the Vandiles, where you never know if the area where you're traveling in, whether it be, for example, a mountainous area, there could be at least more so, well, there could be lava underneath the area, and they're very useful for being able to detect that. Moving on, there's also, on the more nature side, you'll find the Feyre giants, which they're born more from the ground. Their body, or either their body as a whole, or even parts of their body are made of, for example, flora. Things like vines, wood, close to things like branches, anything of the sort. And they're capable of, for example, they're capable of massive feats of strength. They're actually revered as out of all the types of giants, they're revered as the strongest, being able to, noted as having the strength of a tree itself, or even just the trees around them, basically drawing power mostly from nature itself. They're also they tend to be more forest dwellers, obviously due to, of course, their nature. And because of that, you'll mostly find them in places such as Zirin. And along with that, they're able to actually communicate with plant life as well. So, it's not only just, for example, Blossom Havers who are going to be skilled with plant life here in the Vandiles. Along with that, there are the Azula Giants, which are, well, to give very simple, born from the water. So they're going to, well, it's not going to be necessarily their body parts or are replaced with water itself, it's more so with oceanic spells. So instead of it being more so just water shaped to look like, for example, an arm, it resembles more like a current that is constantly flowing and gives off still that shape. And on top of that, still being able to, since they are born of the water, they're able to sense things such as the currents around them, and they're able to at least navigate through tides without having to fully traverse it. They're able to help direct you in terms of where a current will lead you, whether it be a river or even a stream. And when it comes, lastly, with the Azula Giants, they tend to be more of cave dwellers, so you won't tend to see them, at least on the surface. They tend to be more underground or just within just cave-like areas. And lastly, there are the Vala Giants, which are more seen as cloud giants, mostly due to, obviously, when it comes to the parts of their body, they're made of clouds themselves. They're able to create strong winds to fill an entire cavern. They're able to even, of course, they're seen as the most reliable and even the most controlling of the giants, at least from records showing of past history with giants. They're seen as the most organized and most put together. Well,
I gotta check something. Glasses is going on right now. I have to.
That's what I thought. Go for it. Don't let me hold you up. Who's classes again? Was it Sayori or was it?
No, it's Fontaine's class on races. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Sorry, I'm slightly bit hungover. Ugh.
It's fine. Good luck. I was working on the armor whilst things are going on. I need to see the fucking blah blah blah. Oh, okay, that does work. Okay. I thought I had blend chip issues, but it's fine. Okay. So now I just gotta. So what I actually gotta fix the weird sort of like artifacting on the shininess, because this is kind of borked. I don't know why. I have somebody helping me out. They're being very nice. Okay, to help me with this. But partially, I actually gotta go see if I can get something to eat, because I haven't eaten, and I should have ate before I started. So it's on me. We're on a lengthy intermission. What happens? Excuse me. Nah. No, it seems I missed the rest of the lesson.
Oh, I'm not. They're still going.
Oh.
I'm just going to my room really quickly. You're good.
Excuse me.
That one, sadly, I sadly do not have enough research or of that, sadly. At least not within the Vandiles. Yes, it's keep in mind, well, yes, vampirism is certainly a curse that is, at least, well, for some, they have managed to make it, I guess, a beneficial thing for them, and sadly for some, it has been more detrimental. It's something that I would at least advise that if you are going to look into anything, or if you're going to be dabbling in any matters outside the school that could possibly lead to that, please do so with caution. Do not try to just go in with reckless abandon. It is better to, at least as Blitz probably put it, it's better to be safe than sorry. Now, does anyone have any other questions before I move on? Yes, Keith.
I was actually kind of curious, actually. With vampires, do they have an elemental weakness at all? Let's say if a light user were to become a vampire, would that actually technically kill them, or no?
I was actually going to get into that, yes. When it comes to... Oh, did someone else have a question over here? Oh, about... So Keo was simply asking if there was any sort of, well, elemental disadvantages for anyone who's afflicted with a vampiric curse, which is a good segue into what I was actually going to be going into. Those afflicted with it, of course, as I mentioned before, they are, well, weaker to sunlight, more so, well, it's not so much a rash, but it's detrimental in the sense of it can be very fatal if given prolonged exposure. So they can't be in the sunlight, because as the sunlight touches their skin, it'll end up starting to more so tear down the flesh, even down to the bone, and more so think of it like burning it down to ash. And because of such, they're very hypersensitive to things such as fire or even light magic. Along with that, silver is highly lethal to anyone under a vampiric curse as well. Think of it as very akin to, how do I best put this, fire on human flesh. So it can sear and scar a vampire easily, but of course it's one of the few ores that can harm them, whether it be if it's armor, clothing, or just anything that has silver in it can cause, well, severe harm or even death if left exposed to it for too long. And keep in mind, this is mostly just through contact, not simply just, you don't have to, for example, be wary of if there's any vampire in a team of yours. It's not like, oh, I have silver lying around, it's going to harm them, akin to, for example, like Sage or a demon. It is more just direct contact. Yes, Keo.
So within jurisdiction, if a light user is become a vampire, would they technically die from that effect, or no?
I have never seen any recorded cases of anyone who is sadly under vampiric curse who is a light user or even a fire user, so sadly I have no research on that. Nor have I seen any recorded cases, so yes. The best case I would say is, well, worst case as to properly put it, if you happen to be someone who is light or fire user and, well, you happen to be afflicted with a vampiric curse, I can only imagine it's certainly not going to be at all a enjoyable time for the individual. But again, that's purely just speculation, as I have not seen any recorded cases. Along with that, keep in mind, moving on from more elemental disadvantages, there's also the case of when it comes to those who are afflicted with a vampiric curse, it does come with the added downside of having to have a daily dose of blood from something, or at least something similar. Keep in mind, it could be from animals, it could be from any just other, it could be from another individual, for example. As long as they are getting blood or something that is at least similar to it, that can at least provide them said nutrients, then they should be fine. But keep in mind that their hunger is not something that will lead into them passing away due to a vampiric curse. When a vampire has gone a long time without feeding, the hunger and thirst, it only keeps going. Well, it only keeps increasing and increasing and increasing, and well, to be more correct, they can die of thirst and hunger. It takes a lot longer than, for example, an average human. Think of it how, for example, individuals like Starborn and Angels, how we don't have to worry about things such as physical stress or physical exhaustion. People with a vampiric curse are the same way, in the sense that they don't have to worry about they don't have to go too long without, they can go a long time without eating and drinking, but the longer that goes, the more the hunger is going to become a problem. To best put it is, the longer they go without feeding, the more likely they are to go a bit more, I guess, hostile, because that is just part of said vampiric curse. Lastly, when it comes to not only that, but they also do run the risk of becoming also more fatigued. Think of it more of like they will get to a point of wanting to, or needing to feed in order to, regain their mana, that some of them can at least turn very hostile, if they haven't fed for quite a long time. Along with that, when it comes to vampiric curses, they tend to also live a long time, and they will not, they won't die of, for example, of time. You won't see anyone of a vampiric curse die of aging. It does come with more of a mental and emotional strain, as well. Being under a vampiric curse leading to near immortality, meaning that having to see individuals who are close to you pass away from age, it does lead to individuals with a vampiric curse having more of that strain. So that is another thing to at least keep in mind. Along with that, keep in mind that that's just a few of more of the detrimental side. To more look into, is what one would word it as advantages, however you want to see it, because some people still view it as more of a disadvantage just having a vampiric curse in general. Things such as being able to have heightened senses, so you're able to move best within any shadowed areas, or even in any place during nighttime, as it is when you are at your strongest. And along with that, they're incapable of, for example, they're incapable of feeling cold due to, their body being, in a sense, dead, is the best way of putting it. It's more akin to being like a walking corpse, but not fully there, is the best way of putting it. Also not needing sleep to function, but it does allow for example, anyone under vampiric curse to more so at least take time to recollect. Think of it more of how, for example, an elf, they take time to more meditate and reflect on the day. Vampires, they don't need to sleep, but they use that more as just a means to at least recollect their thoughts. Of course, as I mentioned before, flight, but that comes with the transformation that I mentioned previously before. And that's more along of what is one would call benefits, I guess, of being under a vampiric curse, but it's still at the end of the day is a curse nonetheless, and it is certainly something to treat with caution still. That is not meaning also, of course, I am in no way saying that be hesitant or anything around people who are vampiric. Just because they are afflicted with said curse does not mean they are these hostile individuals. There are, of course, records of people who are afflicted with said vampiric curse who are at least relatively calm, collect. They are able to at least function within society, but of course there is something that they have to just simply take extra measures in order to at least keep themselves safe as well as individuals close to them safe. Now, does anyone have any questions before I finish off the last section on vampires? Alright. Lastly, the best thing to go into, at least to wrap things up, is more vampiric culture. Because of their long lives, they're capable, of course, to adapt to most situations. Because with, of course, the adage of not being able to die of old age, it does give you time to, well, do quite a bit of studying, is the best way of wording it. You're able to learn quite a lot in very, 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 very lengthy years, for example. But when it comes to anything ranging from their culture and even things down to clothing and traditions, they tend to adopt more of a Victorian style. And they usually are very, they tend to have very polite manners. They're very well kept. Most of the time, obviously. More commonly. Along with that, they follow the order that, of course, with a vampire, you have to technically welcome them into an establishment such as a building, your home, a business, or any sort of area. If it's a building that is not theirs, they have to, as a sign of respect, they ask that you welcome them in instead. Of course, if you say no, they are at least respectful and they won't enter. Along with that, they believe that, for example, in cases, well, of course, for any of those who are interested, this is just more along, for the, just a last little tidbit on vampirics. When it comes to culture, is that they believe in marriage by asking the woman before, what was it? They ask a woman for courting before anything further. So they very much view, for example, a relationship or marriage as being very sacred to them. They very much are they very much take the "till death do you part" quite literally, as in they are very much a one partner type of culture. Moving on though, and wrapping up with the only two types of vampires that vampirics that you'll find in the vampires are only half-bloods and purebloods. Half-bloods, very simple enough, is of course they have a less abnormal figure, they have an easier time to adapt to things such as, well, their surroundings, but their skin is a lot more irritated than, for example, a pureblood when it comes to the sun. And keep in mind, half-bloods also, they only, since of course it's a vampiric curse, they will only retain, for example, half of their skills, and the other half being dampened, and so being more so slightly above average. The life expectancy is of course longer than a human, but not by that much, and the scars over their throat from the vampiric curse are going to be more faint and harder to detect, at least. You'll have to at least give it a closer look in order to spot them. As opposed to a pureblood, moving on with their scars, obviously, much more easy to discern. When it comes to purebloods, stronger, more vulnerable than individuals such as a half-blood, because, as the name implies, with a pureblood, they are in the true form as they should be. when it comes to purebloods, they're turned into it's someone who is, well, when they're turned into a vampiric, they'll become either a pureblood or a half-blood. When they become a pureblood, it abandons, for example, they tend to more so abandon their former kin, things like their family, friends, things of the sort, and they pretty much they very much will just devote to just embracing their vampiric curse as a whole. Along with that, when it comes to individuals who become a pureblood, it is not without its detriment, as those who have been afflicted with a vampiric curse, when they become those who end up becoming a pureblood, it's not an easy process. It's close to about roughly 3 weeks of immense pain, basically not able to feel anything else until the time has passed, and it is entirely due to their body acclimating and slowly becoming that of a vampiric. But aside from that, does anyone else have any questions before we wrap this up then? Alright then. That covers then our lesson on merfolk, giants, vampires, and gargoyles. As with all things, when it comes to my lessons, if there's any that you have missed, you can always come see me. And along with that, we have, of course, books in the library on different races within the Vandals if you want to at least touch up a bit more. And if you have any other questions, or if you want to get a little bit more insight, likewise, as I said before, I'm always available. I believe in about maybe... Oh, never mind, Cerise already left. Done. Come again? No, I'm covering 4 races at a time. Last week I covered 4, and then the lesson that I did before that, I covered another 4. I'm mostly going to be tackling 4 at a time. About another 10 to 15 minutes, and Sayori will be giving her lesson over in the ritual room.
Things.
She was there a little bit. She was there.
He thinks I didn't see that. Oh, I know.
Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry.
Arlo.
Pardon me. No.
I don't know.
I keep hearing the sentence, but not the word. Which word are we confused on?
Keep saying king shaming.
King shame.
Oh, absolutely.
Some people are freaks.
I agree.
And they decide to make it everyone else's problem. To put it bluntly, really.
Brothers and sisters.
Irredeemably
Yes.
disgusting like that.
Did you catch when Sayori's class was going?
believe she said it was going to be directly after this one, so she should be setting up now.
Same place.
No, ritual room behind you.
Ah, I'm daft. Understood. Thank you. I have time to do something.
What was happening in the ritual room, by the way? I thought it was like a
Oraclemancy.
office.
Finger broke. It's broken again. Stop it. See it. Okay, this is me lightly wanting to test the thing, because I was in Unity. It's hard to navigate with a mouse that I can't click. Let's see. Damn. Always forget where it's. That's the garden. That's the training ground. Oh, there it is. That's it. Much better. Way better. Very refined. Make sure. Silly, whatever. Let's go. Where's it?
I'm going. Give me Rupert.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Is this a squad specific class? It's for everybody.
No. It's for everyone.
Alright.
Sorry, are you hearing an odd noise? I keep hearing things.
I heard the walls have been here. Yeah, or maybe the magic's just distorting the sound.
Are you talking about the explosion?
It's snare with magic.
Yes.
That's them.
Oh. Also, sorry about hitting you with my fin earlier. I was stuck
It's
in the
fine.
desk.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
Yes, I got stuck in the desk multiple times.
Yeah, don't worry, Rupert stuff. Ain't no fin gonna knock him down.
I don't remember what knocks me down anymore.
I don't know, for real, it's kind of weird, right?
Yeah. Anyway. I've near completion of my armor.
Oh yeah?
Hmm. If you'd like to see it, I'll be going back to the forge again after this class.
It's one of the professors. He's got armor.
I've built armor.
Attention students, Miss Sayori's lesson in the ritual room will be beginning very
Say
soon.
no to that. I mean, as the man who's walking on.
I mean, I
himself.
would if I could, but it'd be kind of hard to move.
Well, that's why you have your chair.
My armor.
I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. It would
Of
be
course.
hard to move in it and armor.
I understand.
You could put a plow on the front of it.
He may jest, but that's actually a very likely idea.
Yeah, that would be kind of a good idea.
But not a plow. Shield.
I have my shield already.
I'll run through some blueprints.
I need somebody to look at my fin again later.
Did you damage it?
It just the screws keep getting tight. I don't know if it's because I'm in the water as long as I am, but
I'll talk to James
Are the screws rust proof?
I think they are. They're just tight. I'll probably have one of the Valkyries look at it.
Right.
Because it is a medical thing. As much as you tinker, it is a medical thing.
Now I'm willing to provide the materials that will make sense in terms of your tail, and then they'll do their job from there. Remember, I can't touch you.
It's literally them needing a screwdriver. I'm pretty sure James has one already.
Oh, no, apologies. I'm saying that as a generic thing. If anything needs to be replaced.
Oh, no, it's...
The chair has been behaving?
Yes.
Okay, good.
At least give Virtues an earful on that and told him that he needs to probably fix up how my runes are set up, because I gave him specific instructions and he's just like, oh, it'll be fine. But we'll see. As long as the two
So
of
how
you
mad
don't
would
know
you
this-
be if I just knocked this book off?
Please don't.
I'm not going to.
I wouldn't be mad. He would.
Yes. Please, this is the only other room besides...
We're looking at them. We're looking at them have a conversation. Not awkward at all.
Slide over here.
No, that's fair.
You lie. You were not sliding.
Oh dear God. I'm saying it more.
Careful, that might summon you, Zoshi.
We just
Just the man I wanted to see. Tesla. I know this is going to be a very odd question, but can you look at my fin later? It's a little bit tight and I need it loosened.
Something really fruity, dude.
Got it.
Thank you.
Like a strawberry or like a orange? You talk to someone who literally has.
What's the best way to explain fruity?
I'm sorry?
I'm starting. You're talking to someone who literally has.
Yeah. I just need the screws a little bit loose. I'd maybe see if they can be waterproofed. I don't know.
Give me a second.
It's the worry of rust.
No, yeah, there's some ways you could do it, especially some materials that are made to have a hard time to rush. So, yeah, too hard.
Metaphor.
Right. I was gonna say something and I forgot what I was gonna say.
You know, it'll be a quick thing. I can do it, and I can just you might want to scoot over. Get different materials like the craft, like get some screws that can help with that. Yeah, right about it.
Nah, so they would need to
rest.
Potentially.
I mean, I can kind of still see. Yeah, I can probably order. I can order screws in the size that is needed. With the material I want.
Just be warned, it is screwed into my spinal area, so don't get too long with screws.
Again, that's why I'll probably look at your screw, look at measurements, and then.
Okay.
The actual should be measurements.
It is very fun.
I would say go on the chair behind you. Oh no.
Pipe song.
Alright, we're fine. We're fine. I don't have to worry about
Are
that.
you okay?
Oh, yes, I'm fine. My pupil, maybe not so much. I don't know. Something's gotten into them.
Your pupil?
I'm teaching 2 of the first years.
Oh, that's not bad. I was like,
Which 2?
Europa and Daniel.
Are they okay? Is Europa doing the Europa things again?
No, actually, quite the opposite.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'm done.
They're actually very, very confident.
It's over. It's
Good,
so
I'm
over.
glad.
It's over. Stop worrying about it. Just.
What?
Also, Rupert, reminder, don't get too close. I'm just practicing my water magic on a Mars' sun.
You forget that mine's on activation. I'm not literally
I
firing.
can still hurt your mana veins.
Yes, but if I shook your hand, it wouldn't be a problem.
No,
Assuming she doesn't try to heal your hand.
If you heal my hand, it'll be a
Yeah.
problem.
Hopefully they're not being too lazy. I'll be right back myself.
I think you missed that. Let me do it again.
what is going on over there? Good God.
Ow. Hurt.
I was gonna say, I think more flustered, but I don't think we need that.
Now I'm curious.
You had to say the word of Europe being more fruity, and then it happened, and then he flirted. I don't.
Europa's being fruity.
What does that mean?
Kyo can't handle it.
Yeah, that's what I asked. I think just being a strawberry.
No, not that type of fruity. I mean, as in, what fruity means to be more flamboyant.
Yes.
Why is Europa being flamboyant?
I don't know.
I don't
He's all pink and shit too. I think he was actually just flirty, which is why Kyo came back in here all.
like doom and gloom, so I don't know.
Doesn't Kyo know that you two? I mean, do they know that you two are a thing?
You came in here, and you was like, "Oh no!"
Europa's technically the one that helped me get her. Still good.
So why is it over, so to speak? You ran in here in such a panic.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I didn't expect Europe to do that at all.
Lesson's about to start. You might want to hold off till after.
Pardon me.
Alright. So, today's lesson is going to be on Oraclemancy. Oraclemancy is a particular type of magic. it's a ancient magic. It is very unique, and not much is taught about it anymore, for obvious reasons. It's been disregarded in many ways. But for most of you who want to learn about companions and familiars, it is something you are going to have to learn. As in, the companion weaving is a subcategory of the oraclemancy. Now, I'll go ahead and go over the familiar companion. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and start with the companion weaving, aka familiars. As you all might have already seen, you already do know I have a familiar who likes to show up once in a while floating around. There they are. Now, not all familiars are going to look like this. There are going to be quite a few different ones depending on what ritual you do in particular. So let me go over some of the ones that you can summon. We'll start off with the fiendish summons. They're not like imps in any regard, but they are the more trickster and dweller of the spawns. Usually it's best to avoid the dread gaze of the fiends when you first summon them, because they can actually be very mischievous, as you will learn, most familiars are actually mischievous in some way. Though they can be quite harmless, the fiendish ones, they prefer to be seen as an equal or higher status until they earn the trust to treat you as their master. Most people who have ever had a fiend summon has noted that it's a rather wild experience, and some are unable to keep up with them unless they match the energy of the fiend. One of my favorite ones is the Wonderland Summon. They're very abnormal and rather unknown what kind of spawns. They are speculated to be summons from the mirrors of Pandora. They're interesting characters in an entity that defies normal boundaries and demands a closer inspection. Its true nature will always be unknown, but do be warned that if you do a Wonderland summon, do not touch them until the contract is placed, or at least have a protection rune to ward off their influence. They are very much a bliss and a curse at the same time, for that they are commonly unable to be seen by most, but they crave interaction. Being left alone is rather destructive for these summons. So for Wonderland summons, just so that they can keep your attention, they will rather destroy things around you. Now, for the Fabless summons, these are the most powerful and magically influenced kind of spawns, bathed in pure energy and not impossible to make out their true forms of a Fabless beyond its magical wings. You could simply say that they're described as a slight spark when near. But do be warned that if you do a Fable summon, do not tell them your true name until your companion has been claimed. Doing this is quite dangerous. If you give them their name before the pact is made, they will steal your name, and a lot more with that. Though, most people who have a Fate-blessed summon have said that they're very insightful and very useful for the ones who want to do research onto mana in particular. Then we also have a draconic summon. These beasts are more prideful and more combative kind of spots. Regal and powerful, these companions should never be discounted based on their size, because even the smallest one is very destructive. But they are a cherished companion nonetheless. When dealing with these, do not disrespect them or disregard them in any type of way in their care. This can result in you being terribly burned, and no contract with the familiar can stop them from harming the master. Now, what's useful about them is, well, as I said, their combat abilities. They are very high to make you a fighting force beyond belief. Definitely useful for any of the ones who have a warrior spirit. Now, the one I am going to disregard all of you from ever summoning is called a Hetsa Companion summon. These are the most dangerous ones that you can summon. They are mysterious and silent. And you may even catch yourself talking to them if you summon one, as if they had mouths to speak fully, but their voice will ring out in your mind. So you look quite insane if you're ever talking to one. They keep a memory of things told to them, good and bad. So whatever you tell them, whatever they experience, they will always remember. They are speculated to be the origins of horror itself in some cases. Quite dreadful things. And they have a ragdoll exterior. It may risk, and the other dangerous thing about them is that you may risk it infiltrating the mind of your head if you are not fortified. Their judgment will become your own. That's why I highly recommend not to summon one, or avoid trying to summon one. Though, they can be quite useful. The ones that do have them have found that they are quite invigorated for hexes and curses. They can incite any curse or hex and will amplify that across the people they cast it on. But no, giving them any type of ban of flow ban recharge upon will make them violent against you. Now, the next one I do want to talk about is the Voidling summon. These are mysterious, yet they are the most wise.
Hi, Fontaine's bird.
They are the most wise kind of bee summons here. They hold themselves from the core of dark mana and execute the auras of the death speculated to be the positive fragments from the fallen creations of Pandora, mysterious and unidentified. They are known to appear and disappear within a strange fog that commands at will. They are fond of the knowledge of the shadows across the Vandilo's history, but no one really knows the motivation of these summons. But when you need a protector that truly frightens your opponent, they will protect you to the best of their abilities. Though it's hard not to be intimidated by these floating, haunting familiars. They are very beneficial for those wanting to know the unknown, or interested in what could lie within the dark. Now, there are also things like, what do you do with an assisting companion? Well, it's a companion attachments to a pre-existing familiar requires a ritual upon the ground with elemental infused incense burnt to use the ash to create the circle's outer rim, conjuring their mana into the palm of has a faint cast to bestow upon the creature with the vows of concentration or of connection. I do apologize. Once the incarnation is spoken and both parties agreed, then they shall make the contract to be set for a new familiar and wilder. And this is when you want to get rid of a summon that you're not fond of. Now, when you summon a familiar, first you're going to have to cite the correct incarnation to actually summon the type of familiar that you want. Though, you do want to make a summoning circle, or a ritual circle, and it requires a few components for you to actually make this circle. You want golden tassels with silver handles. This will be placed over top a elemental crystal, a talisman of light or dark, then the elemental crystals of your mana placed at the bottom of the summoning circle. You also want the offering. It could be about anything you can think of. Sweets, sour candy, even currency. It just depends on what your familiar likes. So before you even attempt to do a summoning, I highly suggest you research the type of beast that you are wanting as your familiar. For example, the familiar on top of my head. When I summoned her, she actually preferred sweets over everything else. So before I even made the pact with her, I gained her trust by feeding her such. Now, of course, you want to know the incarnation of the summon. And then rune stones of sending or clairvoyance placed upon the top of the circle. This is so you have clear communication with the familiar that you have summoned, since they will be connected to you. But you would, as I said, gain their trust. And then, in the center of the summoning circle, you want to scatter elemental flora. Which elemental flora, you ask? It will be the one of your mana. So for example, I would scatter ice and dark flora across the circle in both ways. When it comes to familiars, they can be useful in multiple aptitudes. One is for info gathering, one is for fighting, one is to boost your abilities. It just depends on exactly what you want to summon, or what you want to do with your familiars. But always make sure that you are safe in doing so. You do not want to summon a dangerous beast that you won't be able to control. If you summon, for example, a Hex Companion, the curses that they could put on top of you could be so bad that you wish that you would have been killed. Simple as that. Though, as I stated earlier, if anyone wants to try this ritual to summon a companion, you are all banned from doing the Hex Companion, because I do not want anyone here to do curses or Hex. Is that understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Professor.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Now then,
I'm already cursed up.
depending on what you want to summon, there is going to be an incarnation that is different for all of them. So if you wish to know, I would suggest doing your research on to see what type of familiar that you want first. Of course, these are just examples. There's also maybe a few more that I'm probably forgetting off the top of my head. Or exactly like the one on top of my head, ironically. Mine is more of a beast familiar, as you can see, since they take the form of a fox. Now then, since the companion weaving part is over, I will let you know that if you would like to perform one of these, you are welcome to grab me after you've done your research. We can go ahead and gather all the material that is needed to perform the ritual, and I will be more than happy to assist you. But going back off companion weaving, we're going to go back into the direct topic of oraclemancy. Now, with most people who do oraclemancy, they are called seers. They can predict events or see glimpses into the future, but they cannot get it exactly accurate. Because even if they take a glimpse into the future, life can still change in numerous ways. It's more best to see it as possibilities. Most of them do it in a couple of ways, though it was originally done through ancient divination that is now discontinued. Most people who practice this type of magic no longer do it with ancient divination. Now, when they are performing this magic, like I said, they get glimpses of the future that cannot be too far into it. At longest, it's noted that maybe a week. If the user expands their entire mana flow into this. But it also does run the risk of changing from day to day. All they could get is brief hints of their days coming forward to make that future more of a possibility. It's never, well, it is impossible whatsoever to get exact clear images and glimpses without intervention. But if someone was tried and used it for information that is silence, something terrible will go wrong. There are a select type of glimpses that they can see, which align more with their method. The only current deviation operates things more on either magic circles with empty cards, or being channeled within, or with a crystal ball. I do apologize. Now, if they do use the cards, an image of the event will appear onto that card, giving them the glimpse of the future. Now, when you see these cards, each card has a different meaning. For example, the villager card. Its status is known to be quite wild. It's paired with a lot of the majority of negative traits, and will usually represent a negative encounter of some kind. Now, if it's paired with a bunch of positive trait cards, it should be a positive encounter. Now, if it's a mix between the two, it's quite unknown what the encounter is going to be. And mind you, that encounter can be anything that you might have asked it. The same goes with the dog card. It is very wild as well. It's known as liars. One truth will be told while the other is a lie. This site will give the seer alone a voice in their head that will ring the two bits of information. It doesn't pair with any trait. More information has it's giving a test of one's wisdom and alertness and the card itself. Now, to a negative card, also known as the Reaper. The Reaper spells misfortune. It is a card upon the board shall call upon that of a lost stuff of a life, but never targeting who is the one who passed. For someone's life shall be cut short where the mana will be released. So, this card indicates death.
Ah, fuck right. Oh fuck, this teleportation time. Whoop.
Oh. Menzi. Oh.
Yes. I gathered some of the tea plans with Sayori-sensei.
Give educated guesses.
In order to
where
pass
I think they
along
wanted
time.
the name again.
And what
natural things would happen, giving him his name of Oracle of Clairvoyant of
I only
Interia.
know it as matcha.
Nacha.
As a saying goes, the way is always the same.
Green tea.
Matcha?
The accents are.
Ah.
Figuring out what to
Whoa.
do in the meantime.
Understood.
Hi.
Here, watch out. I don't want to hit you with a swing.
Yep.
I'm not saying I
See
blame
this?
anybody for being afraid of it. It's just very common weakness that people would
Feel this back to normal.
I see.
Not really yet.
You should take the word "yet" out of your vocabulary. Maybe you shouldn't.
So
tell people
I
about
hear
that. That's really
is I get to
embarrassing.
keep
Please
it
don't,
to
please don't.
myself then. Good to know.
No. Okay, well, I don't know what's worse.
Listen,
I-
not Frico fun.
I
Please
find
don't,
it more
please,
funny
fine.
to keep it to myself and not share.
Yeah.
So I will keep this information to myself as I am greedy for it. You're welcome, bestie.
Thanks, Kim.
You heard nothing.
I heard something about you turning pink earlier.
Yeah, they got all
Just-
flustered and
pink,
blushy now.
pink
They're not used to
happens with
tiny
fire.
people
Fire
hugging
make
them,
pink.
clearly.
Pink fire.
That
pink,
too.
Pink fire bad.
Pink
Not
fire.
For me. It's only for me sometimes. Sometimes, maybe. Hi, buddy. Please, no, I wouldn't do that for you.
Breathe.
The breathing.
In and out. Slow down.
No, I don't think they're having a panic attack or anything.
Oh.
think it
I
was
can't
just
tell
going
anymore. It was only just for you to calm down.
That's like weirdly true. People get really weird at me when I say that I'm happy all the time. So you might actually just be right about
A lot
that.
of people here are used to constantly being angsty, angry, sad, depressing little things and whatnot, and when you show something that is different, it is often seen as a sickness. Something to correct and fix.
I don't see one's personality as an
Nothing's
illness.
wrong with you, dear.
You're not currently. Well, I mean.
Some
no,
people
I think
do.
you're okay.
Ah, Fontaine.
You're fine.
You're fine.
Emphasis on some.
Question, Reba, do you know what Viviana is?
She is in the ritual
Yeah,
room
yeah.
learning the lessons from Siori right now.
Yeah.
I want to ask
Who
you
needed me?
Call it familiars.
I don't know. Oh, Viviana needed you for her
But
tale.
also, I can't.
But I'm not sure who else.
Yeah,
is.
A little
I
antsy
don't
for the
know.
fight tonight.
Good, I probably heard Max Nikos again.
Storm, there's multiple people in it.
But yeah, she's in the ritual room.
Oh, he's just so tell.
You got so smug
is this
commenting on me being short, too.
What?
Is there something else in your thoughts you have yet to express that you think deep down,
I gotta go test something. Where's the forge?
Oh, the forge is over that way. I saw a sign for it. If you go down there and gonna go around the building and take a left at the second turn.
I was gonna try and find a cheat way to get there. I didn't want to walk for it. So, alas.
There's like a little pond you can kind of go past.
That's true. Very well, thank you.
Doing filler, yes, but future stuff, I'd rather not ask questions.
Oh.
I need to make any more adjustments. I need to how well this thing can punch.
Interesting. Oh. Huh. That's new. Cool looking. And then I think I'm the only one, not the only one who's ever had that.
That's completely harmless. It's just a matter
There
of
it is.
want to tell you something that you're trying to figure out.
I combine my energy. Throw a punch. Should do some damage. Here, roll. I'll roll. Really? Damn, I got 3. Okay, that's crazy. Is that? So what I had in mind. Oh, actually, I'll turn that through into something that works. It's armor. It works a bit too well. And it's too well enough for me to need to repair it, yeah. Uh. No one can hear me. This is not good. This is actually very bad. I'm stuck. Help! Sorry, wait. Ow. Fucking hit my head against the fucking headset. Help me. Somebody. This is so awkward. Help me. Someone. No one again. Help me. Anybody. I can't pull my arm out. Help. Help. This is bad. Help. Look in this direction, anybody. Anybody, please. I can't do this, seriously. It was one of the most non-vocal motherfuckers. And this place is trying to get help from somebody. Ain't nobody sees shit. Help me. Help me. I'm not waving at you. I need assistance. I don't want to rip this thing apart. Oh my god. Don't you see me? Please. Please come here. Please. I need help. I need help. I need help. Help. Oh god. By the sisters. This is not happening. Everything is entangled in your arm and I can't pull it out. Attached to me. It's terrible. Hello? Help! Help! Oh, I deserve to keep walking across. Help! I'm very stuck. I'm stuck. Help! Yoga! Help! Viviana, please see me. Viviana, come here. Keo. Fontaine. Anybody, please. I'm thoroughly stuck. Help! Keo! 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 You don't hear me, Keo! Why is everybody blind? Wait, who's that? You're too far. This is terrible. Come here. I need assistance. I really do need assistance. My waving arm is getting very tired. This is the worst 3 I've ever gotten in my life. If nobody gets over here, I'm gonna roll again. Help! 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 Oh my goodness. Fontaine? No, that's not Fontaine's bird, but somebody flying. Help! Please see me. Sabriel. Sabriel. Anybody. Ah, fucking hit my face again. I don't have sending stone. Help me! Look in my direction. A very limited, I'm getting very tired. SOS! I don't want to be here forever. Come here. Come here, see me, please. Somebody. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I've been here forever. My arm is stuck.
What's wrong?
My arm is thoroughly stuck in there.
Let's see, don't know if I'm strong enough to hold to it.
Okay, can you get, like, Fontaine or anybody else over there? I've been waving at them for 15 minutes. Hell. This is embarrassing. What a time to be alive. What a really embarrassing fucking time to be alive.
What happened?
It worked too well.
What worked too well?
The armor. Gave it a test punch and it went right through, and now it's tangled in on whatever the hell's in here, and I can't.
They should be on the way.
I don't want to destroy this thing because everybody has to use it.
That's fair.
My arm is
your
Do I
arm's in
know
there.
How you managed this? I'm assuming you just
Build,
punched with too much force.
Maybe. Now it's tangled.
Fair enough.
I can mend it after you get his arm
If anything, I can at least hold this so that way the chain doesn't. At least that way the bag doesn't go with you, so that way you can just pull. Hopefully. Alright.
I got help too.
Careful.
Come on.
Hold on. I don't want you to hurt your. Okay, Rupert, I'm gonna. I hate to do this, but I got it. Okay.
It's fine.
1, 2.
Oh.
Well, I must commend you at least. You put a reasonable sized hole in the dummy, but.
I might have punched a hole in the dummy.
Who's putting holes in the tried to.
Me.
I certainly commend the strength, though. If you go on, I should definitely get. Actually, I'll
I
keep that as a
mended
note.
it.
Good. Thank you very much for doing so.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. That just makes me realize, I should probably find dummies that are not well, cloth and straw. That way, I don't have to worry about at least someone's hand getting stuck in it if they hit it too hard. But keep that in mind. I'll let virtues.
I have a lot of material stuck in this now.
If someone's able to at least help me get at
If you
least
can.
excess straw and cloth out, since I have to officiate a fight now. Oh, unless
Thank you for your help. Thank you. I'll
Just for safety's sake, I'd recommend holding your breath.
being able to put a reasonable hole in it, you're showing improvement.
There's just a lot of stuff in his hand.
Well, that was something.
That was extremely simple.
Simple, the air magic. Like, it makes sense if it would take a while to describe it, really. What is? Oh my god! Oh no! Oh god! Not the pipes again! Oh, they really need to get a hold on that, don't they?
You're okay, Europa.
I'm fine.
Oh.
Thank you for your help. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Anytime.
I'm more surprised that. Okay.
I was.
I come over and your hand is stuck in a bag. Okay.
I felt concerned, so I decided to do a barrel roll. I got a 3. And that's how it got stuck.
Were you punching that thing?
Enough of my energy plus the armors. So I guess a bit. Really hard.
Okay, good.
You know, that would do it. That would definitely do that.
Please be more careful.
At least I know the armor works. But,
At least you know the armor works. It's better that the armor isn't breaking.
maybe I'll not use Maybe I'll not use this ever again.
Rather save my mending runes for, the gargoyles in our school.
Apologies. If I can make it up to you, I will.
It's okay.
Are they about to be sparring soon?
It is on a glove for a reason, however.
Thank you for your help as well. Thank you.
Of course. Anytime.
Maybe Stone, Geo, Aura, and Beal.
We're good.
And then on Blitz's team,
I'm
it's
sorry,
Blitz,
are you okay?
I'm okay. I
Kokiri,
managed
Arneas,
to just barely dodge the wheels of death.
It's really hard to see
and
when
Wilhelm.
I'm not really.
My goodness.
And Kokiri.
Okay, fair enough.
I did say Kokiri.
4 and 4. Oh, you, I'm sorry.
In that case, that's fine as long as.
Can I make it up to you?
I mean, as long as obviously
you're
they're
okay,
not going
you
to be
didn't hit
tearing
me.
each other's limbs off. I know it's fine.
Bonte.
I already know you are not going to have like
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you again for your help. Thank you.
Oh, of course, it was no problem. Glad I can at least help out.
I appreciate it.
Also, can you make sure, when I get everything started here, we have Valkyrie on standby?
It's his dance. He did this for a whole week. It's stuck in my fucking head. It's on impulse now. Every night.
I made a room just to make that noise.
I could have sworn I was hearing it during glass.
I can't sleep.
Oh, you were. I was trying to show you this one right here, but they beat me with a book.
Why'd you
I
beat
didn't
up?
know it was you.
You knew it was me. You acknowledged me.
How dare you beat up my best friendo?
Why did you say it like that?
What did you say?
You witnessed me. You waved at me. I started dancing like this, and you beat me with a book.
That's abuse. Only I'm allowed to play now.
Okay, yeah.
I would watch what you say.
You know what?
I would
gonna
watch
stop
what you
speaking.
say.
Curse be upon me.
What?
Oh!
Where?
Right there.
Curse.
Don't curse it!
I can summon it.
Is that a pipe?
We said no piping people.
Where did?
Don't say that ever again.
Europa, you don't need to. Breathe. You're fine.
They beat me with a book.
That is
Fine.
awesome.
That doesn't mean you can type them.
Don't say that, please.
You're not.
It's getting worse.
It was alright until you had to say it like that.
I don't know where it is at this current moment. But it's.
I don't know where the pipe came from, but it manifested above my head and it made a really.
And there she goes.
What's happening? My confusion is inevitable.
Anymore.
A day.
I don't think it's me. You know, it wasn't me.
Yeah, you did. Stop.
I don't have pipe magic.
It gets worse. It gets worse every single time it's mentioned.
Stop. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't think about my stroke when I say see it.
Okay. Say it after me. C.
See?
Anem.
Anon.
Anem. Anem.
Anon.
Not anon. Anem.
Anon.
How do you? Okay. How do you say A-N-E-M?
To be in someone else's shoes. Guess what? I'm feeling your size.
Anem. Not trying to go so fast. Okay. Anem money. Anem money.
Anonymity.
Oh.
I said big, looking at a small person.
Anonymity. Anonymity?
C. Anonymity.
God, that's a thing that can do.
See.
I'm not sure I want to find out.
I can't say it. I can't say it.
I gotta say that this one. Okay. Viviana.
What?
C. Anemone.
I'm batting 7. See eliminate. See
We're trying to teach Viviana how to say sea anemone.
Focus on the people back here.
Anemone?
Anemone.
See an enemy.
No, not sea anemone. Sea anemone.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Sea anemone.
See.
I'm dying. Okay.
Careful, you're gonna say something else completely different. Cicada.
Cicada?
The bug, yes, cicada.
I struggle with that one.
It might be a coping mechanism.
People say cicada sometimes, for some reason.
Cicada.
No, a cicada, cicada.
Colada.
No, stop it. Stop throwing words at me.
Pina coconut.
I beg your pardon. You said what?
I said your shoes what?
You can't give me nightmares.
Why not?
Because I...
Ow.
I was told to go there. I don't know what it's
Ow. Take this pipe. It disappears after a bit.
It does, I've tried.
Sea anemone.
Darn.
I can't say it. Just get over it. I won't be able to say it.
Dyslexia.
Don't bully me.
Training today.
She can't also say that word, which is
I would not call this training.
Ironic.
She can't say dyslexia?
No. I've been trying to teach her.
It's still technically training.
I'm being bullied.
See an enemy.
See, someone says, see an enemy.
See an enemy.
See and money.
Exactly.
Would you like to smart at some point?
Is common...
You just really killed Viviana's mind.
Is common one of the lesson plans?
Probably at some point.
Have to be today.
Oh, okay, I'll keep that in mind. Why do you have 2 swords? Like that?
Because why not?
Touche.
I would like to spar.
Why are your weapons?
I need to spar again.
You want a sword? Oh no, you say you need to spar. Never mind. Already have a try.
No, I need to spar.
Because they can be?
I'm supposed to be having a sword soon.
I don't know where a push.
I don't need any more
I'm not allowed
weapons.
to make
No,
swords.
I'm good.
I keep burning through the hills.
I'll take weapons. I have tonfas. 1 damage. Which barely does anything to most.
7 tries. Took 7 cents.
Or were you really not expecting the question?
Very pickupable, I guess.
Try the library, try the
I have to
try
fly for ya.
What type of
the
spell are you looking into?
But, you know,
try
it's
the
not to assume anything, right?
try the ritual room, try the
Whatever you're
classroom,
comfortable with.
and
Most of the time I am the one
ended
holding
up
back on needing to in the first
which
place.
was the black
Excuse me.
Therefore I will adapt to my
You might
opponent.
be calling some people fat
I was
because of
looking
it.
for Idris
No, not necessarily, no.
I'm
just saying it could. I'm not saying it did. I suppose. No.
Don't turn your back to the enemy.
I just wanted to know how
Why are
much
you
he
calling
weighed.
people fat?
Oh, you're not starting this, Mal.
Calling people fat's a very mean thing
I
to
wasn't
do.
gonna pick you up right now, but I will. I'll do it. You watch yourself.
Oh, I thought you were
Which one
talking
of
to
us is
me
armed
for a
right now,
moment. I was
though?
gonna say, you'll get poked. Don't do that.
Are you sparring outside of the sparring ring?
I asked
No,
Mal,
he's just trying to threaten to
happy
pick me
they
up
were
without my
accept-
consent.
Ah, right.
No, I wasn't going to. I'd ask if I were to pick you up.
If I start sparring people,
But the question is, or thing is saying that I could pick you up right now, and I'm like, yes, but which one of us is armed? So in theory, we're not saying we're doing it. We're just saying. stating
No, you're
what we
making
could
my
do.
head hurt.
I have no clue what's going on.
Damage achieved.
Exactly what I said.
Honestly, at this point, me neither.
one of your considering you said you
I move on.
Exactly. Also, is that a necktie on your armor?
Indeed.
or you fooled
Is that like part of your family's?
Not necessarily. It's a design I came up with to keep the shoulder plates in check. But then it looked enough to be a necktie in general.
I was going to assume that
Of a short sword?
So this part is keeping this one down firm. So is this side. And then the string is too long, so I just done it up into a tie.
I'm assuming very
Ah, so then you can serve a double purpose of both being in armor and being ready to look fancy at places.
Indeed. Fancy bodyguarding at best.
We can practice
Yeah.
different weapons if you want, since
She
you conjure
looks similar to you.
using
guess-
different weapons.
Pinker?
See what you like best.
We'll see.
Let me know. I don't mind doing.
Do you need to use that sword by any chance, or not yet? The sword that we were
I'm gonna go back.
that we were thinking
That was fun, though.
on that at all, or not yet?
It's actually pretty strong hold over her. Because of the way my dad made it, so.
Hello.
Oh.
Yes,
Your armor has a
So new.
tie.
it does. It serves a double purpose. It holds the shoulder plates down.
So if someone pulls on the tie, they can mess with your shoulder blades.
Well, it'll just make it tighter.
Good to know.
Yes.
Tighter to the shoulders, or it will squish your shoulders in?
It'll squish my shoulders, yes.
So if you're fighting him, you just have to grab the tie.
Squish your shoulders this way?
I'd argue if you're fighting me and I'm already not on fire, then your chance of survival is very slim. You don't reach for one's tie. It's also
I mean, you'd be surprised. Some people grab for the tie and then go for the punch, you know?
that is true.
Close and make more force.
I hope they're fireproof.
Oh, is that fire?
And my fire is coursing through it. That's why I'm glowing.
Oh, okay, I see. Gotcha.
That's why you're so
Glad I didn't touch you then.
Indeed. No.
Yeah, don't actually touch it.
Don't touch me at all.
Well,
Just
not
as a
just
general.
water currently until you.
Yes. My first test was a punch, and then I sent it through the punching bag, and then it never came back out.
Stuck in it.
I did get stuck.
Oh.
Europa helped to get all the straw and things out, and Fontaine, Viviana, and what's her name? Ah, I hate it when I forget names. The one that flies.
Right. But there's several of those right.
Crap.
So, small, medium, large. Let's start with that. Okay. Color hair?
Blonde-ish.
Naku.
Nako, yeah, I was gonna say.
Ooh.
Moth?
Nako, the moth.
No, a moth. Their wings are their fingers.
Blonde-ish. Arlo.
Arlo,
Wings?
yes.
Oh, Arlo. Harpy, got it. Wings are their
That was
fingers.
not a harpy. That was a bat,
Oh, Arlo not a
isn't it?
harpy? I'm bad at this.
He's a bat beast kid. At least I'm assuming.
Never said I was
What he
smart.
looks like.
Me either, apparently. As I underestimated my own creation. And this is gonna need some fine tuning. Hmm?
I want to talk to those who use ice at some point.
Getting some different.
Points on how they deal with it might help me be a little bit better with what I can use.
How's your drinking problem solved?
What?
The last time said it wrong.
What?
The last time I saw you at least was in there, and you froze liquid in your throat.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm good.
Sometimes that happens.
Okay.
I usually have to be kind of careful.
But that would be a concern. You start choking.
Yeah, no.
Wasn't exactly too fond of what Menace said about crushing your neck so you could crush the ice. It's not the.
Yeah, no, that's not the plan.
No.
Okay, I was worried that this was gonna be a thing of like once you sat down, you weren't gonna be able to get back up. I was like, wait a minute.
I mean, I had that problem in class when we were done with the learning of the races today. I got stuck in my chair. The Flux wanted me to stay.
Viviana got stuck in the table I was sitting at.
Oh no.
Oh.
Then she accidentally tail whipped me. But she tried to get out of it.
Oh, more people.
That's a metal tail too.
Indeed. It hurt mildly.
Mildly. I'm surprised it didn't. Well, I would probably knock out anybody else, I guess.
Maybe.
Anybody else would. You, Stone, Buell. Probably the only ones that wouldn't get knocked out. And Selin, probably.
Yeah, I don't think Soren would get knocked out either. I don't know if he technically can be knocked out, to be completely honest.
I've been training with him and it's been difficult. That's for sure.
He's one of the people who taught me, so I understand your pain very greatly.
Alright. So.
The best advice I can give you is if you are gonna like spar with him and stuff, hitting in the same exact point over and over again is better than hitting him a lot all over the place. You're not gonna get much anywhere with that.
My knees won't.
Wear him down, I guess?
You can do this.
That's the one I wanted to see.
You do it.
Can you... This is gonna be a weird question, but can you apply some slime to my knees?
What?
He's stuck.
I'm stuck sitting down and I can't get up. Because you're gone.
His armor is stuck.
I wish you could understand what I heard.
Is it okay if it gets in contact with very hot stuff though? Because it's also coursing his heat.
Make sure it wasn't gonna like explode
It says
inside his kneecaps.
heat or direct flame. Which one?
Heat.
Heat.
This is fine, don't worry about
I'm
was
gonna
also
back
just-
up.
I was
Hang on,
imaging-
I'm just gonna back up, you know?
Yeah, I'm just gonna, just in case, you know.
You know, I'm gonna go grab
Concerned.
We're good. It's fine.
We're
good. Wow, he ran away. Thank you very much. Why did he? He ran fully away.
God, everything's so much
even
smaller now. Or bigger.
There, sorry.
Hi.
I thought you would want to know.
I've been shrunken.
Oh,
Why? Everything's fine.
He didn't explode.
I didn't explode. It's fine.
I know exploded. No? No explosion? Okay.
No explosion.
I have to ask because you always are stanced up like this. Is this like a combat stance whenever you like...
No, this is the stance I take whenever I'm in shop because I slide around my shop. I jet wander under my feet. So
He's asserting dominance.
He's asserting. Yeah, he is.
If I'm not walking normally,
Welcome back.
Oh, I'm normal
my
again.
balance better.
No, I'll do it with you too. There we go. You're not alone.
What's the problem, Cube?
What are you seeing?
It says literally everyone is over there right now.
Oh.
Yeah,
Alright.
it kind of looked like it.
There's a battle going on right there, but
It looked... I don't know.
What's going on with this bar?
Going to survive if they were. Okay, that's good.
All of the
What's
licenses
happening?
Protected in anticipation for this. They are
Those
doing
two groups of
a
individuals are
training
going to be
of sorts.
sparring with each other.
Oh.
Leadership training.
Leadership training.
Ah.
Oh, hello.
We're advised to watch as they have already picked the people necessary for the activity.
You're
They are
okay.
choosing-
You might be on standby for medical.
I know, that's why I'm here. I was recommended by Blitz to come over here for some
I'm
reason.
gonna go
That was
shade.
the reason, what reason is it?
It says the ocean.
Alright. Few things. Double check right hand. And also double check the gaps and joints. Get them a little bit looser. Left arm is fine. You're fine. Next space. Perfect. Hello. Is everything alright?
Yeah, just finished training.
Alright. They're gonna be doing some sort of drill for leadership over there, so best to check that out at some point. I'm gonna be there as well.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Oh,
Nope.
it has a tie. Whoa.
Hmm?
It's a really nice detail. Your suit, it has a tie. Yeah,
Yes.
it's cool. No, cool.
Thank you.
Bye. Yeah.
What's a tie? Does everyone's like has a tie? See that suit, the armor, it has a tie. Yeah, it's a fucking detail. I mean, yeah, armor doesn't have ties. I'll give you that. But fucking It's not the weirdest thing. I do like the reactions though. I go lie. I do like it. See, to work more on it when I get a chance. Alright.
It's probably a good idea.
Most of us just wish to.
Oh, probably just listen to your word first.
If anything, I'll let you know.
If anybody needs to get carried back to the clinic, just let me know.
Absolutely. Appreciate that.
It's fine.
And I can
usually
try to
have
kill
for
them
people
if I'm
who's-
not setting them on fire doing so.
If I'm going to take a guess, also. Because I might
His little board said, I was going to offer stone my head, but I was told that would not be safe, so I didn't do it. Little cat at the end.
Yeah, that's what's going on right now. I am just making sure about ways are on alert and needed.
Give it another week.
Possibly. Or another semester, who knows?
Appreciate it.
Oh, being generous.
The pipes are going to return.
Don't say that.
They never left.
Shut.
Those pipes actually. That just sounds like
He
a
writes
curse.
down on his board and it just says, yeah, they returned earlier. In fact, they doubled.
Did you eat them?
Trust me, you can at least have a good amount of trust in Mr. Selren, since...
Okay.
Fun fact, when it comes to crystal core gargoyles, they actually tend to be the best in support and defense when it comes to all the other different types of cores that a gargoyle can be at least built with. However, the only
My hyperactivity
issue
is making me
dark
not want to
magic
wait for
is
this to
usually
start. I'm
going
getting
to be
very
a
bored.
no-go, because
Go find something else to do then.
a crystal core does not.
Yeah, I have to go find that tail guy, go chase him or something.
You can understand my difficulty in dealing with winter during the 2v2s.
Precisely. I had my suspicions of what kind of core you had, but obviously I didn't want to go just based off of things such as.
It says, I tried to speak. Did not work.
I at least had to. After making a bit of
What is supposed to be happening?
His hair's actually surprisingly fluffy. You're also kind of like. Please don't
Still,
sit back,
they're
'cause you're
telling
kinda in my wing right now.
advantages, disadvantages, that kind of thing.
Right.
It is to lead to less potential injury, so they all understand.
Exactly. Professor, doesn't have to be right away, but doesn't even have to be tonight if we don't have time, but I wanna talk to you about something.
Not yet. They haven't grown strong.
Make your brain, as they
Best I can
say.
do is slow my descent.
Of course.
They can kind of go. Everyone's
Of course, when you're available.
Like,
doesn't
I can
have to
go
be
from the
tonight,
bridges
but
down here, normally okay?
It's just something I have in
Any
mind I
higher
want
than
to
that,
talk to you
then
about.
Isn't that my throat doesn't really hurt you that much?
As in terms of you and Stone, both of you are crystal core gargoyles technically.
His board said, you kind of built like this, and he pulls a paper airplane out of his body and throws it.
Actually an obsidian
Just glides very slowly down.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Character, where's that
After
going?
my observations.
Just over there, under the bushes.
Oh, okay.
Obsidian cores tend to be.
Yeah, that flew farther than I could.
I think they might be starting
They throw a lot of caution to the wind. Is the best way of putting it.
And then what did you say?
At least for obsidian core ones.
You said something before they brought up paper airplane.
I have not met
Did I do? Oh, is that why you being thrown doesn't hurt that much?
No, I'm just
Crazy
slightly
thing is
durable.
that there is a likely chance
It hurts a
that
lot.
you
I just
other
manage.
Get the around them.
There is a potential
No,
that
but
they were
if I get
massive
thrown, I'll
amounts
build
of
up
just
resistance to it.
That's the beauty of a gargoyle is that you can, if
That's how it
there's
works.
actually stationary, you really can't.
No.
You can't
Not necessarily.
Because Boyd said, "What is a hurt?" I still don't know what that one means.
Feeling when you're ready
lose
with bad
much of my vibrancy should I decide to enter that state. So
I
it's
don't
only
think you
in the
have the
sense
possibility of
of
feeling it.
if I've been in a similar situation, will I ever attempt to guess that some statue may be living?
Fair enough.
I don't know.
If that man even leans towards me, I feel like I'm gonna cry.
No, I will admit, at least you have less.
I'm not sure what's gonna
less
get me
chips in
first at the
your
time. My own
body
ice magic or him.
such as Mr. Stone.
Oh,
Now,
a
with
little bit of
the
beef.
horns on his head.
Poor my mom.
You need to be on
Say
standby.
there's some chips that have broken off.
I think
No, he was like that.
I'm gonna hit the
when he
sack.
first arrived at the school, so as to what exactly caused those,
Have a good night,
I'm not
Rupert.
even too sure.
You as well. You as well.
Rather early on, I was able to.
It says good night, Rupert. As well, with a little like drawing of a cat at the end that's smiling with a thumbs up.
Relatively pieced together.
Good night.
Huh? Oh.
Too late.
Stone didn't have mothers, but he doesn't have.
Turn on personally requested.
Best of luck to both all of you.
If you're not mistaken, you are one of our best bets to make sure that
Good night, Nolan.
well,
Keep that in mind then.
have a good night, Rupert.
If you feel you're being pressured, don't feel afraid to back up to somebody.
Yeah. Best 12. Started at 8. Had 2 lessons. And I got pretty tired. Time to go. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Worthy opponent.
Ah, finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary.
If you win, you get to meet with Holland.
What?
If you win, you get to meet with Holland.
If I win, okay. Well, it has to be next time because I'm about to leave.
You're going to bed.
Alright,
Have a good night, homie.
You take care, man. Have a good one.
Hey. Don't hit my ears. Don't trust.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah. Goodbye. Take care.